What's going on, everybody? I hope we got a good day, absolute good week. We got probably like August, September, October, November, December, about 5 months left out of this year. And just want to do a little video, man, and speak my piece on here. I ain't gonna be long, probably no more than about maybe 10 minutes. And it just came to my mind. And I was looking at a video that Pelican Bay had shared on Facebook or whatnot, and they were just talking about, you know, you can't believe in a hype if you got a brood female or brood bitch or anything like that, or just say if she 27 times Jeep. And then the guy that was doing the introduction, he was speaking on it. He said, so you asking the guy that was selling the female, what makes it this? Well, because he said it was 27 times Jeep up in there. And so basically he said if he buy the dog, then he got something one of his match dogs get on the dog. What is she gonna be able to do? And then, you know, so basically he's saying I don't wasted my money off just because he say, she say. I like brood dogs myself, but I know our brood dogs, they get better as they age. So it's a difference from just speaking things. And he said, well, I don't really like cold dogs, you know, be bred. And then a lot of cold dogs, they do specifically give out better dogs most of the time. But I think it's just all about the combinations and the blends that you put certain dogs together. It just works. It just, I don't know why. It's just something about that scientific thing. It just works. And maybe it just might be what I always speak on about adding and subtracting. And I'm gonna give just kind of like a little story. I got Sweet Tea, right? You know Sweet Tea, my dog. She probably no more than close to about 20 pounds, and that's just soaking wet, probably, maybe about 21. But anyway, I don't see her get into some little accident where she will, you know, defend herself, and she will, you know, she don't got into some accident where she wanted it. But it's still a big confidence thing. So I can still call her like a cold dog, right? Which I don't mind because she's my pet anyway. Because I mean, but she check off the list of good quality that I like in her. She, you know, very obedient. That's number one. Smarts, intelligence, super athletic. She's fast. She got a decent mouth, which what I don't seen out of them little incidents where she don't have. So that's like almost 7 qualities right there. Only thing she doesn't have is that prey drive. And she got a little bit of attitude. I give her attitude. Her attitude is probably about maybe just say about 45%. And when I mean by attitude, when she off the yard, she come up on another female, her tail up. She just know her limitations, but she's very smart. So me personally, what I would do, and I'm gonna breed her, but I'm gonna breed her to the heaviest stuff. I might focus on her bottom side. I like her bottom side, which is Sky is her aunt, and I'm gonna focus on them and be more heavier up on Sky. And either if it goes to Sky, which Alex the Great is her grandfather, on that bottom side right there. So I can focus more on the bottom side, or I could breed her back to her daddy and double up. But either way, you know, what this video came to my mind is, you know, sometime me personally, we always throwing our rough draft away. And what I mean by that, it's different with dogs and different with when you're doing a rough draft. A lot of people say, well, it ain't working. I'm gonna just start all over, man. You don't invest so much time into that. Why can't you just figure it out? Because with a rough draft, you look at all the stuff that you don't balled up, or you be like, and then you can get an idea from your rough draft. So I'm just, you know, just speaking off experience, man. Don't give up on it, because I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of times I was dealing with, you know, a little underbite back in the several years ago, and you know, I had to, you know, talk to my peoples and a couple of people that I knew, and you know, like, you can breed out a rough draft. I was just so furious, but I'm glad I did what I did, because I was able to start these family of dogs with a good family of dogs to extend my family of dogs. But like I say, don't take that rough draft lightly, and don't overlook the rough draft. Cause man, you got to start somewhere. You got to be able to build from somewhere. You may have a good bloodline, you just ain't figured out which direction to go to. And sometimes you might have to go find something that's closer to your stuff, or that can complement your stuff, but still outcross good, and then bring that back in. So it's many ways, variations that you can go to and follow up. I think we don't follow up enough on what we got because we want that one and done, or that moment dog, what I call. We want it now. We don't want to wait and work on it and say, look, this is what I did. I'd rather show what the work, what I came from, what I got, and where I'm going. That's the way I'd rather do it, because then a lot of people respect you and show where you don't been reputable as far as a breeder, and you understand the outs and the ends of the bloodline. You know, I think a lot of times, man, we overlook that rough draft far as trying to figure out, well, the dog is losing this. Dog, you got to be able to figure it out. You got to be able to see, and you just can't breed just for just that money sign. If you love it like the way you say you love it, man, you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. Like me right now, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm getting ready to tighten up on a lot of some of the breed, like Obsidian Sky, and then I done did Obsidian and Jules. A lot of the stuff that I don't bred is really the Jules and Obsidian. They were first cousins, and then Sky and him, they had siblings on the top, got the same daddy. So I'm gonna start tightening up on that stuff a little bit, get it a little bit more competitive, get it a little bit more stiffer, like far as competition, making it more tighten up on the just the mental aspect of the dog, and the look of the dog, the style of the dog, the attitude of the dog, just tighten up a little bit, because like I said, I breed for balance, I breed for companionship. That's what I breed for. But I'm going to tighten up a little bit more. I'm going to go about 2 generations on inbred, because the only thing I've been doing basically is inbreeding and line breeding the dog together. So, but I'm going to tighten up a little bit, and I'm going to take all my rough drafts and just make it better. That's all I'm going to do. Make it better. And I'm willing to make it better. And I see it's getting better. Specific dogs that I like I like Oz. He's a great one, and I feel like I can double up on him because he had a great companion, but also he's so hyper energetic, and he's got a good prey drive. He's very alert. What I like, man, his alertness is just on point. But his prey drive is off and on. Like it'll click on and it'll click off. So he'll let another dog walk up on him long as they don't get crazy, like they want to start getting rowdy. And specifically, I like that, in my opinion. That's what I like. I like that type of dog. That's what I like, a lot of people like the other stuff different, but what I'm saying to you is I got about 2 more minutes. Take that rough draft, what you get out of that, man, and turn that thing around and keep them rough drafts, man, because you can learn a lot, what you don't been writing down or what you don't been seeing. And I think another time we don't evaluate what we write down, like, I don't know. I mean, what I was taught from my teacher, what my mentor, the guy that came, write stuff down, like when all the dogs come in the heat, make so you'll know when it's time to do this, or evaluate yourself. Well, what is this dog doing? And like you say, sometimes I just store it in my mind because I already know how everybody gonna act, what they gonna do, and all this stuff. But it's good to write it down too. So don't allow that rough draft to be your biggest enemy. Take that rough draft and learn from it, and then see what else you can do. And if the dog don't make the cut, they just don't make the cut. But I'm a big fan of we don't take it serious enough on that rough draft. We'll give up on the dog. Well, I'm gonna go to this. Because you're gonna keep doing it. If you ain't afraid to try to build off something and grow and develop off something, you're gonna keep doing the same thing, that repeated pattern. Well, I had to go to this. Well, this ain't. You gonna keep saying the same exact thing. Well, this one ain't this. Well, I went to this and this didn't work out. I didn't like this, man. Figure out what you can do with your adding and subtracting. You can make something better. You can make something better. We get better every day if we learn to be more disciplined. If we learn to be more for a patient, we can get better. That's the same thing with these dogs. It's this as well. But hope y'all really enjoyed that video. The name of this video is Rough Draft. Take that rough draft into consideration, because it could be something that right in your face that you didn't add to that recipe. But I hope y'all have a good day the rest of your week. Be safe, be protected. And this is all Will Kennels of the Carolinas at your services. I appreciate you for listening.